like to welcome you to Dallas Fort Worth. Current local time is approximately 1:30.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Right now I'm here in Terminal C by gate C10. We just arrived from Fort Lauderdale and today we're headed to Albuquerque, New Mexico. But our gate was switched last second to D17 on the other side of the airport, so let's go. And right here is our gate for today, D17. Our plane is not here yet because it's still in the air, but once it gets here, I'll do my best to show it to you because there's not that great of a view of the tarmac outside, at least for our plane because of the jet bridge. This is the gate area for today. Concourse D is by far my favorite terminal here at Dallas-Fort Worth because it's so much more modern than any other terminal. And it's also the international terminal, so that means there are a lot more airlines to see, a lot of aircraft that we don't really get in South Florida, which is really awesome. Also, because this terminal is so huge, there's not that much congestion, so I can really move anywhere I want, but in Concourse C, it was so crowded. Right here's the ticket counter for our gate today, D17. As it says right there, today we're on American Airlines Flight 9 to Albuquerque. Here's what there really is in Concourse D in the center. All the stores, restaurants, they're all in the center of the terminal as opposed to the outer part of it, except for a couple restaurants by the Skylink areas. And the Skylink goes right through up there, which is really cool. And right over there is like a brewery restaurant kind of place. So if you have a nice longer layover at Dallas-Fort Worth, I highly recommend checking out Concourse D for restaurants, stores, or if you're even connecting through here, it's pretty likely you're going to go through Concourse D. Right here at D16 is the gate area for an Aeromexico flight to Mexico City. And then to the left, we have a Finnair flight to Helsinki, Finland later on. Right out here we have a Lufthansa Airbus A340-300 just arrived from Frankfurt, Germany. Very rare to see the Star Alliance livery too, which is really nice. And then to the left, over at D10, we have a Turkish 787 headed over to Istanbul later today. No better way to celebrate a trip than eating Chick-fil-A, right? This American Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner is arriving here in Dallas-Fort Worth from Amsterdam. Alright, so not that great of a view, but here's our aircraft for today, November 964, November, 10-year-old Boeing 737-800 with serial number 31210, and it just arrived a couple minutes ago from Guadalajara, Mexico. Alright, and we're boarding now for Albuquerque. And welcome aboard the 737-800. Today we're in seat 20A. And here we are. right here is our seat for today, 20A. We have a nice adjustable headrest here. Nice leather seat back. And of course, seat belt. Can't fly without a seat belt. Safety card here. In-flight entertainment. No bumpy flight bag. This flight better not be bumpy. Here we have a nice device holder, as well as in-seat power and a tray table. Here's a seat back pocket as well, and all the way down here is a power port. I will say legroom on the Boeing fleet for American Airlines is way better than the Airbus fleet. And our wing view for today, 3, 2, drum roll please, 1. Oh, bright. There we go. Very nice wing view over the 737-800 wing today. I will say I really do appreciate that American has USB ports and power outlets on their aircraft. It's really hot in here. I'm really happy to announce we have 2 windows here today. One there, and one there. Alright, so how much you want to bet that at least, let's say 40% of the passengers don't follow this rule for reserving overhead bins? Let me know in the comments. This Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner right next to us is headed over to Frankfurt, Germany. This 737 out in the distance pushing back is going over to Tampa. And also this Airbus A319 is coming in from San Luis Potosi, Mexico. Alrighty, boarding is now complete and we're getting ready to leave for Albuquerque.
Once you have to cruise altitude, so 1 hour 18 minutes right over to Albuquerque. 36,000 feet. Once we get up there, we'll give you an update on the arrival time in Albuquerque. Weather there right now, it's clear skies, winds out to south, temperature right now it's 91 degrees. Once again, welcome aboard. We'll be underway here shortly.
Alrighty, so we're just going to be sitting here for a couple minutes. They just reassigned us a first officer, so they need to just redo all the paperwork, and then we'll be on our way here in like 15 minutes. Landing out in the distance is a Qantas 787-9 from Melbourne, Australia. And we're pushing back now for Albuquerque.
Welcome aboard American Flight 9, service to Albuquerque. Your flight crew for this flight is Captain Harrison Duke and First Officer Sunshine Taylor. From Dallas to Albuquerque, our flight time is going to be 1 hour and 17 minutes. Albuquerque weather conditions is partly cloudy and 75 degrees.
Welcome to your American Airlines flight, on its way to one of our many destinations across the globe. Made possible by our dedicated team members who all do it for one reason: you. That's why your safety and well-being are so important to us. Let's go through some in-flight instructions so we can get you safely on your way. If you are seated at an overwing exit, your window shade must remain open for taxi, takeoff, and landing. The safety card in your seat pocket explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. But of course, don't hesitate to ask our crew members questions. This airplane has 2 exit doors in the front, 4 window exits over the wings, and 2 exit doors in the back. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull the mask down to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally. You should always put on your mask before helping others. Oxygen is flowing even if the bag does not inflate. It's our honor to care for you on your journey. If you have any questions, please refer to your safety card or ask any of the crew members as they do their final cabin check. And as always, let us know if there's anything we can do to make your time with us more enjoyable.
let's check out the American Airlines in-flight entertainment and Wi-Fi. So first we're going to go into settings to the Wi-Fi and go to AA in-flight. Then it'll transport us to a website. And here we are on the AA in-flight website. So welcome aboard American Airlines. Here's to get on the Wi-Fi, which we'll do in a sec, as well as enjoying free entertainment. There's a kids zone, free Apple Music, and ways to earn miles. So let's get onto the Wi-Fi. Flight pass is $12. That is honestly a way better deal than my flight to Dallas-Fort Worth, which was $20, but let's do it. You can pay with card or Apple Pay or miles. It is 1,600 miles. Alrighty, so I will Apple Pay for this. Alrighty, we just connected to the Wi-Fi, and it'll automatically take you to AA.com to book flights, check in, manage trips, all of that. But let's do a Wi-Fi speed check. Alrighty, let's run a speed test. Wi-Fi is very fast, hitting a maximum of 32 megabits per second. As usual with all of that, amazing job, American. And right here is our flight, American Airlines Flight 9 to Albuquerque. We have 1 hour, 5 minutes left, and we're scheduled to arrive at gate B1. And we just hit 29,000 feet. Right there is Albuquerque. Right now, flight attendants are beginning their in-flight service. And we've just reached our cruising altitude of 34,000 feet over western Texas. There's a lot of plots of land, irrigation systems, farms, all over Texas outside of the major metropolitan areas like Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. I really love Texas though. Alright, Chef Travelman is back. Club soda. There we go, just about half. Cranberry juice. Beautiful. Cheers. Refreshing. And here we have Biscoff. Due to some bumps at 34,000, our pilot brought us up to 36,000 feet. Website, you could also get free entertainment. So there are a couple channels like Apple TV Plus, Paramount, Scares, Audible. New choices for the month: Locked, The White Lotus, Watson, The Amateur. There's also some things that are leaving soon: A Real Pain, Matlock, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Keanu Reeves section, a superhero section because the new Superman was released this summer, Shark Week, and kids' favorites. There's also live TV, movies, series, lifestyle, kids. There's a lot for kids. Music, and podcasts and audiobooks. There's a very big selection of entertainment on American Airlines, and I really appreciate that they have it, especially since they got rid of CPAC IFE. But the whole device holder concept and the website is genius. And thanks to the hard-working flight attendants here at American Airlines, I have not one, not two, but 3 Biscoffs to enjoy later on. Today's a great day. And we just crossed into New Mexico, and we have 30 minutes left to Albuquerque. We're coming up on some bad weather in New Mexico. Not too much, but there's a little bit near Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Santa Fe. There's a little bit of weather near the Albuquerque airport. There's a small storm, but not too bad. And just 54 minutes after departure from Dallas-Fort Worth, we just started our initial descent into Albuquerque. I must say, even though the clouds might make the flight a bit bumpy, they are really beautiful out here. Everything's better out west. As you can see, we're avoiding a nice storm system in New Mexico.
Just a little bit less than 20 minutes of flight time left. The seatbelt sign's been turned back on. Choppy on the way down. We started to Albuquerque.
Now select any items you wish to discard. Please put away larger
Now time for the Travelman Rates Flight Edition. Today we'll be discussing the seat, the food, the in-flight entertainment, and the service. Okay, the seat. Wow, I've had relationships with less support than this thing. Legroom, actually a thing. I could do a full set of stretches without anyone thinking I'm auditioning for a flight yoga class. The padding hits that perfect, I'm not getting off this plane ever level of comfort. Recline works like a dream. No weird squeaks, no awkward elbow battles, just smooth sailing all the way. And honestly, for a 1.5 hour flight, this was more than sufficient. I'm giving this seat a 5 out of 5. It's basically economy class, but it has the confidence of first class. Honestly, I half expected to start offering me a cocktail and a back massage any second now. Well, a mocktail. I'm not of age yet. Now for the food. For a short Dallas to Albuquerque hop, I expected the usual, here's a pretzel, good luck. But no, American showed up with more beverage options than I see some at restaurants. Sodas, juices, sparkling water, coffee. Honestly, I was one step away from asking if they did mocktails. Snacks were fresh, service is quick, and for a 1.5 hour flight, it hit the spot perfectly. Solid 5 out of 5. Now the in-flight entertainment. It was all on my phone, but honestly, zero complaints. The Wi-Fi connected so fast, I thought I'd accidentally hacked into American Airlines mission control. The streaming options were smooth, everything loaded instantly, and that device holder, oh my god. That little clip held my phone like it was cradling a newborn. Absolute perfection. 5 out of 5 for sure. And finally, the service. Now, American Airlines has actually been treating me pretty well lately, but I'll admit, I came in with slightly lowered expectations because, well, my last flight had a crew that looked like they were one turbulence bump away from quitting on the spot. But this crew, completely different story. Super friendly, genuinely upbeat, and on top of everything without feeling like they were doing laps around the cabin for cardio. Smooth, professional, and actually pleasant. The trifecta. Easy, 5 out of 5. They took a rough previous experience and basically said, don't worry, we got you. And now for the overall score, 20 out of 20. Yes, a perfect score. Yes, I checked twice to make sure I wasn't hallucinating at 35,000 feet. Everything on this flight slapped in the best way possible. The seat was elite. The food and drinks came in like they were trying to win an election. The phone-based IFE setup had the confidence of a tech startup that actually works. And the service? Let's just say, if every crew was like this, I'd be booking American flights like I'm collecting loyalty points for a world record attempt. At this point, American didn't just meet expectations. They showed up, kicked down the door, and said, surprise, we're amazing today. Absolute 20 out of 20. Great job, American.
Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off, and keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
Who would like to be the first ones to London to Albuquerque with a local time is 4:18 p.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. This is a one indication that you're careful about the cabin. When you open the overhead compartments, please be careful as items have shifted during landing. And please, before you plane, make sure you have all your belongings with you, like cell phones, chargers. Because once you step off the aircraft, you will not be able to board again. On behalf of this Dallas-based crew, which is American Airlines and our one partners, thank you for choosing to fly American Airlines. Today we're going to be arriving to Gate B. 1, that's travel 1. Baggage claim is going to be number 4. Once again, gate B1 as a travel 1, and baggage claim is going to be number 4. Have a great day.
Welcome to Albuquerque. Sorry about not getting inside the aircraft, guys. My camera was taking a second to boot up. Alright everybody, welcome to the Albuquerque International Sunport, not airport, Sunport, Gate B1. Very crowded today. Alright everybody, that concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Our plane's headed right back to Dallas, Fort Worth. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you later.